The super fight we've all been waiting for.
Man, I want everybody, man. Let's go. Let's work, man. I don't fear nobody, man. Let's fight Gervonta. Let's get it on. He's a kid, man. Oh, kill him. 2 rounds. 2 rounds, you're going to sleep. I don't want him to ever say that name again. I don't know why. I just want to fight him.
It's the ultimate showdown between two of the most electrifying young boxers in the game, Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Ryan Garcia.
Let's go! Let's go! Hey, there's no going back now. There ain't no going back. Hey, you better commit to it. Sign that, baby. Sign it. Sign it or challenge it. Hey, look at it.
With an explosive combination of speed, power and precision, these two champions are set to go head-to-head in battle with all the belts on the line that will leave the world on the edge of their seats.
But I'm ready to offer you a multi-million-dollar offer to fight Ryan Garcia.
Get ready to witness history in the making as these titans of the ring leave it all in the fight that you won't want to miss.
Why is that fight against Tank Davis so important to you?
Because that's going to give me the respect I deserve. I have a spirit of competition in me, and you're going to see that come out when I fight Tank and whoop his ass.
Stay tuned as we preview the historic fight taking place April 22nd in Las Vegas. It all began when Garcia clinched the NABF Junior Super Featherweight title, and 3 weeks later, he shared an image of himself provoking and taunting IBF Super Featherweight champion Gervonta Davis. Despite not being as widely known back then as he is now, Davis couldn't help but respond. It would set a rivalry that would go on for the next 5 years, but it finally seems that they'll be able to settle their beef. As a child, Gervonta faced many challenges due to his father being incarcerated and his mother struggling with drug addiction. He was placed in various foster care and group homes, but he eventually found the mentorship he craved at the Upton Boxing Center. Calvin Ford, who had turned his life around from drug dealing to become a boxing instructor, became a father figure to Gervonta and provided him with the support he needed. Together, they helped each other escape the dangerous streets that had claimed the lives of many talented boxers from their gym. Gervonta Davis, also known as Tank, kicked off his professional boxing career at the DC Armory in Washington with a remarkable first-round knockout victory over Desi Williams. His impressive performance sent a powerful message to the boxing world about his potential as a rising star in the sport. Tank's first world title, January 14, 2017. Davis's first opportunity to fight for a world title came when he faced IBF Super Featherweight champion Jose Pedraza at the Barclays Center in New York. Davis's precision and powerful punches made all the difference in the fight, ultimately resulting in his victory over the Puerto Rican boxer by way of a 7th-round stoppage. Tank becomes a 2-time champion, April 21st, 2018. After holding his first world title for 15 months, Davis was presented with an opportunity to add a second super featherweight title to his name by challenging Jesus Marcelo Andre Cuellar of the WBA super title. However, prior to the fight, Davis had been stripped of his IBF title in August of the previous year after failing to make weight for his bout against Francisco Fonseca, which he won via an 8th-round knockout. During the fight against Cuellar, Davis's impressive power was on full display as he knocked down his opponent in the second round with a powerful left hook to the body. 2 knockdowns in the 3rd round were enough for the referee to call an end to the fight, resulting in another knockout victory for Tank. Tank blows away Leo Santa Cruz, October 31st, 2020. Gervonta Davis's fight against the accomplished multi-weight world champion Leo Santa Cruz marked his first venture into the world of pay-per-view boxing, and he certainly didn't disappoint. In a stunning display of skill and power, Davis managed to knock out the Mexican fighter with a devastating left uppercut, ending the fight in just 6 rounds. The highlight reel knockout punch quickly went viral on social media and was even named the winner of the Ring magazine's prestigious Knockout of the Year award for 2020, solidifying Davis's place as one of the sport's most electrifying and exciting fighters. Gervonta Davis has established himself as one of the most formidable boxers in the sport today, boasting a knockout-to-win ratio of over 90%, which is particularly impressive for a lightweight. His skill and power have earned him the nickname Tank, and he's quickly become one of the top fighters in one of the most competitive divisions in boxing. Despite already winning multiple world titles and being in his late 20s, Davis is still considered one of the most promising talents in the sport, with plenty of untapped potential waiting to be unleashed. His upbringing was marked by challenges and adversity, but fate placed him in the paths of lifelong coach Calvin Ford and boxing legend Floyd Mayweather, who helped pave the way for his ascent to stardom in the ring. Floyd Mayweather played a critical role in Gervonta Davis's career, following his impressive start with 6 KO victories in his first 6 professional fights. Recognizing his exceptional talent, Mayweather signed Davis to his promotions company in 2015 and has since been instrumental in promoting and mentoring the young fighter. Mayweather's influence has been pivotal in Davis's mainstream success, in addition to his electrifying fighting style. Beyond marketing, Mayweather's mentoring is a source of inspiration for many boxers, and Davis has incorporated elements of Mayweather's style into his own boxing technique. As much as physical fitness is important for a boxer, his main attribute must always be his boxing skills, and Tank Davis is a testament to that. What makes him so threatening isn't just his sheer power, but the fact that he boxes the way the game was meant to be played, by hitting and not getting hit. The fact that knockout power is produced from the ground up through the legs and hips has been known by old-school boxers and several martial artists, and has only been reconfirmed by modern sports science. The most powerful strikes can be delivered only with the right muscle activation and body mechanics. While Tank Davis surely has that natural sting in his punch, his ideal technique and the skill to torque his body into punches are what makes him such a powerhouse. And that technique can only be gained through years of diligent and focused practice. Bad things happen to Davis's opponents when he punches them. Tank uses a mixture of positioning, ridiculous speed, and just sheer strength to destroy his opponents. The positioning gives him perfect leverage. The speed makes it difficult for his opponents to see the shots coming, and his God-given power finishes the job. Davis has said that accuracy is crucial to his power, hitting the bullseye. That rings true. If his punches land where he's aiming, as they often do, they're as damaging as any in the sport, pound for pound. Tank training is a blend of working extremely hard in all areas, but with a slight focus on being able to create knockout power at any moment. Being the smaller man in most instances, he's had to look for ways to compensate for his lack of height and reach, by instead looking to use explosive power that he can employ at any moment. Many still talk down Gervonta due to his undisciplined younger years when he relied more on his incredible talent. But since maturing and gripping the information over the years from the likes of Floyd and Ford, watching any of his training sessions and his recent fights can see his vast improvements in the sweet science, and not just relying on God-given power. On this trajectory, Tank will be a major problem for Ryan Garcia and any other opponent for years to come. Unlike many boxing world champions, Ryan Garcia didn't grow up in a troubled household where boxing was the lone way out. In fact, he had a very ordinary upbringing and family. Starting out training in his uncle's garage at age 7, Garcia had the complete support of his family, who drove him and his younger brother to tournaments across the west coast of the USA. The work was well worth it, and Ryan became a 15-time amateur champion with a remarkable record of 215-15. Garcia originally wanted to make the 2016 US Olympic team, but instead he chose to become a professional in 2006, at just 17 years of age, because he could do with the money. Ryan had the skills required to win at amateur boxing, but he felt it wasn't his game. Turning pro. As expected, knockouts started materializing as soon as Ryan became a pro. He didn't wait for the chance to shine and pursued out promoters himself, swiftly introducing himself to Oscar de la Hoya and his Golden Boy promotions. De la Hoya immediately recognized his star power when he sees it, and he signed the young American right away. His quick improvements in his boxing ability saw him placed under the guidance of famous trainer Eddie Reynoso, who trains pound-for-pound star Canelo Alvarez and world champion Oscar Valdez in his stable. Garcia's professional boxing debut saw him score a first-round knockout of Edgar Meza on June 9, 2016. He then made his Golden Boy debut against Jose Antonio Martinez on the undercard of Bernard Hopkins' final fight at the Forum on December 16, 2017. Since then, Garcia has remained unbeaten and faced tough opponents like Miguel Carrizosa, whom he defeated in September 2017 to win the vacant NABF Junior Super Featherweight title via KO8.
And Ryan Garcia comes away with a spectacular knockout.
He successfully defended his title against Cesar Alan Valenzuela in November of the same year via TKO8, and again in March 2018 against Fernando Vargas Parra, whom he defeated via KO10. The year 2018 saw Garcia step up his game and face his toughest opponents yet, starting with Jason Velez in a 10-round fight, something he'd not done before. The judges scored the fight 99-91, 99-91, and 99-91 in Garcia's favor, and he emerged victorious with a unanimous decision. Garcia also faced off against Carlos Morales and Braulio Rodriguez before the year's end. In March 2019, Garcia secured a second-round technical knockout victory against Jose Lopez.
Uppercut misses. Lopez needs to put his hands up, and it's down.
He was then scheduled to fight Avery Sparrow in the co-main event of Golden Boy's Mexican Independence Day card on September 14, 2019, at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. However, Sparrow's arrest one day before the event resulted in the fight's cancellation. Garcia signed a new deal with Golden Boy in September 2019, which was reportedly one of the most lucrative deals ever signed by a boxing prospect. On April 22, 2023, 23-year-old Garcia, with a record of 22-0, including 18 KO victories, faced Dominican boxer Javier Fortuna, who was 33 years old with a record of 37-3-1, including 26 KO wins. Garcia had a height advantage of 9 centimeters and a reach advantage of 4 centimeters over Fortuna. The fight ended in the 6th round, with Garcia securing a KO victory over Fortuna. Garcia's development from a prospect to a star is credited to his training under Reynoso and his partnership with Canelo. At just 24 years old, Garcia has already reached a very high level as a boxer, but there are still areas that need improvement and tougher opponents to face. Canelo's experience and calculated approach have rubbed off on Garcia, resulting in increased maturity and patience in his fights. However, Garcia has decided to part ways with Canelo due to some off-ring issues and has opted to work with the renowned trainer Joe Guzan, who had previously coached him in his youth. Ryan Garcia expressed confidence in his ability to defeat Gervonta Davis, stating that he imagines an easy fight and is even confident that he can finish Davis before the limit. Despite Davis being considered a tougher opponent on paper, Garcia compared him to Luke Campbell, whom he knocked out in 7 rounds with a hook to the liver, in terms of stature and reach. Davis stands at 1.66 meters with a reach of 1.71, while Garcia has the advantage with a height of 1.78 meters and a reach of 1.78 meters. Garcia believes that Davis will have to stretch to hit him, and that it'll be a different fight compared to his previous bouts. "You never know," commented Garcia to several reporters, suggesting that the fight against Davis may be easier than expected. Many casual fans are drawn to boxing because of legendary fighters like Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson, and Floyd Mayweather. Ryan Garcia possesses all the qualities to join their ranks and become the face of boxing today. With his good looks, charisma, flashy skills, and dedicated social media following, Garcia checks all the boxes. To take his career to the next level, he needs to prove he can box with the best in the world. Apart from his charismatic personality, Garcia also boasts a unique blend of speed and power in his punches. Unlike many fighters who excel in either speed or power, Garcia has both. His punches have blinding speed and thunderous power, making him a deadly opponent in the ring. Ryan Garcia's punching speed is undoubtedly one of the most important elements of his boxing style. He often relies on his exceptional speed and reflexes to compensate for any technical or tactical deficiencies. However, his desire to impress the crowd has sometimes caused him to make mistakes in the past. Nonetheless, in his recent fights, he's demonstrated more maturity and patience.
Ryan Garcia!
To break down his boxing style, Ryan Garcia is often categorized as a boxer-puncher. His hand speed is unmatched, and he's frequently referred to as having the fastest hands in boxing. His machine gun-like combinations on the pads and Cobra bag have garnered millions of views on social media, and they're truly a spectacle to watch. But what sets him apart is his ability to maintain that speed during an actual fight, where the pressure and intensity are at their highest. Garcia's hand speed and power are certainly his greatest assets, but he also has other technical skills that contribute to his success in the ring. He has a good sense of distance and range, which allows him to maintain his preferred fighting distance and avoid getting too close to his opponent. He also has a good sense of timing and is able to anticipate his opponent's movements and openings, which allows him to land punches with accuracy and precision. Another important element of Garcia's style is his footwork. He has quick and agile footwork, which allows him to move around the ring and creates angles for his punches. He's able to move in and out of range quickly and can pivot on his lead foot to change direction and set up his attacks. Overall, Garcia's boxing style is built around his incredible hand speed and power, but he also has a range of technical skills that he uses to great effect in the ring. His combination of speed, power, and technical ability make him a formidable opponent and one of the most exciting prospects in boxing today. Yes, Ryan Garcia's left hook is a very dangerous weapon in his arsenal. He's knocked out several opponents with it.
Another one. And a hook. And down he goes.
And he's very skilled at setting it up with his quick reflexes and anticipation of his opponent's movements.
Seen left hook. It didn't look like much. Oh, and a left hand. Sits Fonseca down. Flat on his back.
When an opponent steps in to throw a punch, Garcia has a knack for countering with a powerful left hook that can end the fight in an instant. He's also shown the ability to throw the left hook as a lead punch, catching opponents off guard and sending them reeling. Garcia's left hook, with all the ways he throws it, is definitely one of the most dangerous punches in the sport of boxing today. His stunning knockout of Francisco Fonseca is the textbook illustration of this executed perfectly. Many of Garcia's opponents have been broken or knocked out by his check hook stepping slightly back. Despite being a long-range fighter, Garcia has a method of inflicting damage on opponents in close quarters. He often frames his opponent with his lead forearm, creates space by pushing off, and then delivers a sharp chopping right hand. Following this, he may follow up with his left hand or step back and disengage.
This is what I expected.
Rodriguez trying to weather the storm.
A great example of this comes in the fight with Braulio Rodriguez.
How did he weather that? Another one. And a hook. And down he goes.
Areas to improve. Ryan Garcia's defense has been the subject of criticism, and some have questioned his ability to perform at the highest level despite his popularity. However, he's consistently overcome tough opponents with his natural talent and speed. His fast punches often land before those of his opponents, causing him to keep his opposite hand low to counterbalance himself and continue his combos. While he's been knocked down before, such as in his fight against Luke Campbell, Garcia's unique style and trait shouldn't entirely be discounted, as many boxers in the past, such as Roy Jones Jr. and Manny Pacquiao, have also defied traditional boxing techniques with their unorthodox styles. Bad habits and versatility. Garcia's unorthodox defensive approach of keeping his hands low and chin untucked may be seen as risky, but it allows him to fight in his preferred style. However, as he enters the elite levels of the sport, he'll need to know when to use a more solid defense and when to unleash his full speed and power. Additionally, Garcia could benefit from improving his attacking variability, as he's currently seen as one-dimensional outside of his lethal left hook and fast combinations. While some fighters may have a limited arsenal, their proficiency in their chosen weapons makes up for it. This fight has everything. 2 concussive punches with incredible hand speed and, perhaps most of all, no genuine B-side. Both fighters are stars who will bring in loads of younger fans. They each have their unique followings, and while one can argue Errol Spence, Terence Crawford, and Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk mean more in terms of boxing prestige, Tank Garcia will cross over to the mainstream in ways those two matchups can't. Although we usually don't offer predictions for fights, it's hard not to summarize a way for both fights to win. If Garcia can improve his defense and lead with his jab out of the reach of Tank, he has a good chance of slowly wearing him down and maybe knocking Davis out or winning via decision. According to most odds makers, Tank is a favorite to win the fight, as he's shown growth in his overall boxing abilities, to take his time figuring out his opponent's style and movements, pick his shots carefully, and land big power shots with calculated precision.
Make that one up.
Gervonta's something. He's so unique. Gervonta is so interesting because I think if you look at all the active boxers who are champions, he may throw the least amount of punches because he sets guys up. He's just calculating you, trying to find your openings, testing you, but goddamn, when he hits you, you're
Yeah.
That dude can crack. He's so good, he's so accurate, and he's so sneaky, the way he like dips to the side and cuts in uppercuts. And his power, man, his power is just extraordinary. I am really interested to see if Ryan Garcia can handle that.
With these skills and Ryan Garcia's defense needing some improvement, we understand why Tank is the favorite and why he himself predicted an 8th round knockout.
I don't see it no other way than a knockout.
Okay. Any round?
7 or 8.
If you liked this promotional video, be sure to smash that like and subscribe with your best uppercut. And we'll see you guys in our next video, hyping and promoting the heavyweight super fight between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk.
I'm coming for you, Rabbit.